and I'm a transplant to Indiana from the Pacific Northwest, specifically the Washington State, Seattle area, and just recently from the Portland area. We were speaking...
Portland, Indiana?
No, Portland, Oregon. There's a Pendleton, Indiana one there too. But this gentleman was speaking about General Motors, and we all know about the auto bailouts. You mentioned a new business plan, investing in a new business plan with the auto industries who may go into a reorganization, bankruptcy. My question is, here in Indiana, and most specifically in central Indianapolis, there really isn't a viable mass public transportation system. Now, being in the Pacific Northwest and being a Republican really put me in the minority, but I did have to appreciate their infrastructure for light rail. We have the MAX transportation system in Portland, and the bus system, which I often took from outlying area in Seattle into Seattle. I used to volunteer at the Seattle Symphony, and the bus takes you right into where Benaroya Hall is. In short, with I guess the point I'm trying to make is, with the dependence on foreign oil, the car manufacturers in trouble, and our families in trouble because they're financing maybe 1 or 2 or 3 cars, could not part of the bailout money going to the auto industry retool the factories towards more mass transportation in communities like this that basically have no light rail, we have no, I don't know if a monorail system or elevated train system would be viable, but we would first need the infrastructure in the communities first, and then for General Motors and all of these other automobile manufacturing areas to retool towards buses, shuttles, light rail, elevated train systems. It would create a lot more jobs as far as just in every aspect of transportation. There's federal stimulus money going to the states.
Right.
And would not this also decrease our dependence on foreign oil?
Well, it's a wonderful point. You might be tickled to know that there's been some entrepreneurial efforts locally. Chuck Staley's in the room, through the flagship and through local investment in the development of new technologies for mass transit and buses, and also power systems, battery systems that are going to lead us in the direction of electrical cars, electrical vehicles. But the issue of light rail is something we've been watching and trying to be constructive about for a number of years. I will tell you that I'm happy to get the details for you. A significant part of the stimulus funding for many jurisdictions is being employed to retool and redo bus systems, and for precisely the reasons that you said. As people go through difficult times, it's more helpful to park the car and use mass transit. I will tell you lastly, Greg's in the room still, and in terms of drop by City Hall and see what is available in terms of mass transportation. You might be pleasantly surprised about what's available. It's one of the ongoing challenges here at MITS and with others in Muncie. A lot of people don't know how much is available in terms of public transportation in these communities. But between the communities, I grant your point. The opportunity to live in Anderson and jump on. We have 2 homes. We have a home in rural Bartholomew County, and we have a home in urban Arlington, Virginia. And I do have the choice any day of the week to drive my used Chevy Malibu in bumper-to-bumper traffic, or to go down and jump on the subway that's about a block away from our little house and go in. And we don't have that here, but it's an issue that we're continuing to look at.
It just seems that it would solve a myriad of problems on both sides of the political spectrum.
Some of it's population density when you can justify that, but it's certainly got to be an aspect of the future of transportation.